We have all heard it. Bring manufacturing back to America.
If you have your company here, if you build your product, make your car, or whatever it is you're making, no tariffs.
As a founder and operator in the consumer goods and e-commerce space, let me tell you, it's not that simple. Let's break down why the idea of reshoring is more complicated than any politician will admit, using something as deceptively simple as a jigsaw puzzle. Meet Lepas, a small puzzle brand based in Brooklyn. Their product is quirky, high quality, and custom. Just the kind of thing that we all love to support. But like most of the toy and game industry, their puzzles are made in China. Why? Because building this exact product in the US isn't just expensive, it is nearly impossible. Not because they don't want to, but because the entire supply ecosystem just doesn't exist over here. We need to stop using the term supply chain. It's not a line, it's a living, breathing ecosystem. To make a puzzle, you need paper, cardboard, glue, ink, plastic, dye lines, packaging, and each of those has its own supply tree. Even if you bring one part back to the US, you're still relying on dozens of others overseas. Let's talk about the experience. Chinese factories have spent decades making puzzles at scale, millions of units. They're fast, efficient, and precise. In the US, you'd have to relearn that expertise from scratch. Even during World War II, it took tens of thousands of labor hours to build a single bomber plane. Over time, it got faster, but that learning curve is real. And in small volume categories like niche puzzles or artisanal goods, that curve never pays off. Now, Lepas isn't just producing any puzzle. They've got custom dies, special paper, thicker pieces, and even colorful insides on the box. That's not an off-the-shelf SKU. It's art. And to recreate that domestically, you're looking at a $35,000 die investment plus tariffs just to try. That doesn't sound like entrepreneurship, that's roulette. Over 5,600 people in the US work in the toy or game manufacturing, but 128,000 work in toy and game retail. So when tariffs drive up prices, it's not factories that suffer, it is the mom and pop shops, indie retailers, warehouse workers, and even freelance designers. The job losses ripple through the entire ecosystem. Tariffs don't just protect American jobs, they shift which jobs get hurt. Worst thing is the tariff isn't even stable. Lepas has no idea what the bill will be until the product lands at port. Sometimes it's 20%, sometimes it's more. Imagine building a business where your cost of goods sold is a coin toss every month. Would you raise prices, cut back on quality, or even delay launches? That's the real world math behind tariffs, not just theory. The story isn't just about puzzles, it's about how we think policy should work versus how business actually works. Small brands, startups, and indie makers aren't sitting on billions. We don't get to absorb shocks, we survive on precision and predictability. We need global supply chains, not because we want to cut corners, but because we want to compete, create, and stay in business. If you care about small businesses, don't just ask where products are made, ask what it costs to make them. Because sometimes forcing a product to be made in America can actually make it disappear.